I'm giving myself 6 months to change my life. I'm Elena, indie romantasy author, brand and web designer, and founder of the Bookish Studio, a web and brand design studio focused on authors. For the past 6 years, I've worked a normal job, as much as being a yoga teacher can be defined as normal to some, until I didn't want to do it anymore. For many years, I thought that yoga was my dream job, but right now, it's not. A few weeks ago, I quit. I moved to a new city by the sea with my boyfriend and my 3 dogs. And now I'm going all in the things that I always consider passions, hobby, but they are actually the things that fill my soul, which is writing books, creating brands and websites. Not as much, but brands. I love creating brands for other authors. And living a life that I am actually proud and happy to talk about. Plus, I will put into that I would love a life in which my health will not be a problem and which money is not a problem. So basically, this 6 months challenge is for me to slowly direct my life in the right direction. I saw it in another YouTube creator called Jenna Streety, if I'm not wrong. I'm gonna tag her down here. And she was going to start this challenge on the 1st of June, but I was in the middle of moving from house to house, so I'm still am. But I wanted to start this challenge on July 1st. It feels like it's always an important time for me because last year on July 1st I opened the Bookish Studio, and this year I'm turning the Bookish Studio full-time, creating something that will push my author career a little bit further, living a life by the sea, healthier, happier, and financially stable. This is the challenge. I know it sounds a lot, but I will give myself a time and space to heal, process everything, and just enjoy the process of discovering this new part of my life. So if you are into romantasy books, soft girly business vibes, or you're just interested in someone that's trying to rebuild their life, well, you're welcome to stay. And this is my 6 months journey to redirect my life. Let's begin. Why am I doing this? I didn't introduce myself as much as I should. I am Italian. I lived in Italy. I was born in Italy. I lived in Italy until I was 23 and then moved to the States for 2 years in Madison, Wisconsin. If you're from there, hi, I miss that place so much. Stayed there for 2 years because my visa allowed that, and then moved back to Europe. I didn't want to stay in Italy. I saw it as something that was like dragging me down. So I moved to Spain, where I met my ex-boyfriend, bought a house with him, broke up in the next 6 months, and then I decided to stay because Sevilla in some ways allowed me to breathe, allowed me to lean into a softer life, a slow life, and it gave me permission to heal without, pressure. And then 3 years after the breakup, I met my boyfriend. And last year we were chatting about both wanting to move closer to the ocean, and he was thinking of buying a house in Cadiz, which is closer to the beach. In the beginning, I was a little bit worried, because I was about to leave again, something that it took me a lot to build. I had a house, I had friends, I have friends, I had a routine, and somehow, even though I love change, I was scared of having to rebuild everything from scratch, like having to meet new people, having to, get used to a new house, a new places, and all of that with 3 dogs and a job transition because I wasn't going to keep doing yoga. And I wanted to do something that could be, like, my words were freedom and traveling. So So I wanted to find a job, or to create a job, allow me to do anything that I wanted when I wanted. Last year, as I said, I started a Bookish Studio, and it's going super good. I'm super excited. So when he offered me to move together to the beach, I was scared, but at the same time I was excited, because at the end it was me diving full into the Bookish Studio and getting me a little bit closer to my author career. I really hope that one day my author career will be the one that like gives all the money. I always wanted to live by the sea. It's always been something that I desired. I grew up in the northern of Italy, in the like center, and the beach was really far away, but I always felt close to it. Every time we went on vacation, it was fun, exciting, and I always felt connected to the ocean. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited because I have to rebuild my life, but at the same time, I'm someone that strives in change. During my 20s, I have changed a lot, countries, languages. I've learned a lot. I want to shift from my old life and turn into this new one, but without losing who I was. Just like an improved 2.0 or like 6.0 version of myself, since I've changed a lot in the past years. I feel like I'm finally choosing myself in a way I didn't know I could before, which is crazy considering that I moved to the States. I did a lot of things that I wanted, but at the same time I was always scared to say that writing was my thing, that I wanted to write. So, and that like the publishing world was the world that I wanted to be in, even from the distance, by traveling. So yeah, I feel this is the right moment, and the 6 months challenge is gonna help me fulfill it. So I have divided my goals in 4 categories: author goals, business goals, health goals, and financial goals. Financial goals. So we are gonna tackle them down, and I'm giving myself those goals, but without pressuring me too much in doing so. Just because they are the things that I want to achieve, but I know that life gets in the way, so I will allow myself to be gentle with myself and not too strict, but go straight forward in that direction. Author goals, because being an author has always been my dream, but I've never voiced it out because I was too scared, because I didn't grow up with creativity being a good thing or like being nurtured. I remember grabbing my mother's typewriter, yeah, I'm that old, and write fan fiction about One Piece, Dragon Ball. There was this music band called Finlay, and I used to write fan fiction about them, which is embarrassing now that I think about, but fan fiction are fun. My goals are, first of all, republishing with the new cover, The Healer. The Healer is my new adult romantasy that mixes a little bit of Avatar, The Last Airbender vibes with the Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's about a healer and her journey to find herself, to discover who she really is. The name is not a pun, it actually helped me heal so much of myself. I discovered that romantasy exists in 2022. 2022. I had no idea before, or I like removed that from one side of my brain. I had no idea why, but like during the university, I've always read a lot, but during the university years, I kind of fell out of it, maybe because I had to read a lot by studying, or I don't know. I didn't read that much, and most of all, I didn't read the romantasy. And when I found out there was like romantasy, fantasy, romance, fantasy in general, when that genre like came back to me, I was like, wait, this is the books that I love to write about, but I was never brave enough to publish or to write, actually, because I thought that by writing smart scene, the book was going to lose quality, but it's not true. It's not absolutely true. The Healer is not actually the first book that I published, it's the second. The first is called I pezzi mancanti, or Les piezas que faltan, or The Missing Pieces. It's been published just in Italian and Spanish by an Italian imprint. It's not the book that I wanted to write. It's the book that I thought other people wanted to read, which it shows, because it took me 3 years to write, while The Healer, it took me a month. So the goal is to republish The Healer with a new cover. The cover designer just disappeared, and now I need to, since it's a duology, the second book needs to have continuity. So I hired another cover designer, she's amazing, Danielle. Published The Hybrid, which is the second one in the duology, and the War Weapon, which is a spin-off of The Healer. I really needed to write War Weapon before writing The Hybrid. I was so stuck in writing but it's crazy how I was stuck. But then War Weapon came, Ciel and Zion told me their story, and it really helped me, like, shaped my mind around the book, which taught me a lesson: never publish a duology without knowing what's the second book about. Another goal that I would love to is, I know it sounds like such a small goal for an indie author, because I know authors who sell like 100 copies in a month, but I'm not a big author. I'm super tiny small, so I'd love to sell 100 copies in the next 6 months. That's it. I'm not pushing myself too hard, but I will go with that. I would love to continue writing. I have already planned the publishing journey for 2026. I'm gonna shift it to romance, sports romance, but I can't actually wait for it. I'm so excited. The third goal is to keep creating a community around my books, finding the new readers, and hopefully connect with more readers. I'm actually querying one of my books. It's called The Unseen, which is more like a paranormal contemporary fantasy romance. I got asked for the first 50 pages from an agent, and let's cross fingers, she wants to read the full manuscript and maybe decide to represent me. I don't know, just cross fingers for me. Second category of goals is business. The Bookish Studio has really helped me enter a little bit more into the publishing world. I connected with so many authors, mainly in the romance genre, because I don't know, I feel that my style is more towards romance authors than fantasy romance, which is my genre. But I'm totally fine with that. I'm okay with that. I feel like my style is like a minimalistic kind of style. I'm excited about that. So the Bookish Studio, I already got like 10 clients in the first year. I want more in the next year, so from 2025 to 2026. But for the next 6 months, the goal is to be fully booked by December, to have 2 clients per month. My goal as on my marketing is going to go reach those 2 clients per month, to keep building that connection with other authors and other business owners, and network, and like being known in the publishing industry as an indie author that helps other authors create their branding. I do author brands, but lately I've discovered that Bookish universe branding are amazing. I love creating a Bookish universe, like a theme around it, and yeah, I want to continue to do that. It's super exciting. It really fuels my creativity, and it allows me to meet new amazing people. Third set of goals is health. I've been diagnosed with lipedema a couple of months ago, and I still have to process what it really means for me. But it really helped me the diagnosis, like, to understand a lot of things that happened to me in the past. I've been bullied because I was always like overweight, but then I looked at the picture and I was like, I wasn't overweight. And the thing is that I always had like strong legs, like really not fat, but like strong legs. And now I do understand what happened. Like lipedema focuses on legs and arms, and it's like an overgrowth of fat tissues that doesn't follow the normal rules. So if someone trains and loses weight normally, it takes me like 2-3 times more to lose that weight, and mostly it doesn't go away. So the goals for these 6 months is to start with an anti-inflammatory diet, to try to reduce the swelling in my legs, and to feel a little bit better, because it's not just aesthetics, it's painful. It feels like you have concrete in your legs, and they bruises a lot. Like my dogs just jump on me, and then I know I'll have a bruise. By eating properly and by working out, which are my main two goals with it, I know I can continue with the conservatory therapy. The other option for lymphedema is a surgical operation, but I don't want to do that. My doctor said it's not something that I should do, because at the end it doesn't stop the progress of the illness. It just puts a patch for some time, and then it gets back if you don't continue with a conservatory therapy. So my goal is eat anti-inflammatory diet, move a lot, like lots of beach walks, lots of yoga, moving more, since now I'm shifting into a more static job, like being seated a lot of time a day. I need to move more. So I'll have to work out a plan, create a routine in my mind to keep moving my body and just lose those 10 kilos that I feel I need to lose, maybe less, I don't know. I'm not pressuring myself into like thinking about a diet, because I know that then I do the opposite thing, so I overeat. So we'll see how it goes, and let's cross fingers for me. Lipedema is really challenging mentally. Most of all now that's summer and I have to go to the beach, and luckily I have built quite a self-esteem, and I have to thank my boyfriend for that too. It's not about becoming a new person, like losing weight, but it's about feeling better. It's about becoming more me and the person that I felt I was always. And last one is financial goals. I always struggle with money. It's always been a problem for me, and I want it not to be anymore. I want to be able that if a friend asks me to go to Germany with her, I'm going to go to Germany with her. Or if I have to go to Australia to visit my friend that she's now pregnant, I have no problem in doing so. This past 6 years have been up and down with money. I have a house on my name. Now I'm gonna rent it out, so I'll have a passive income, and plus I feel like if the Bookish Studio goes well, I will be alright, and more than alright. Luckily I live in a place which is the south of Spain, in which life cost is really low compared to northern Italy or the States. So I feel I chose the right place at the end to live, because living here will allow me to be not so much focused on money, but at the same time I really need to work on that. Those are my goals, and those are scary goals for me, some of them, because I'm putting myself on the line, I'm putting myself over there, and I'm scared that I'm not going to fulfill any of it for the 6 months. I'm starting this new chapter of my life, and it felt, I remember one sentence that my boyfriend said when he moved into my house in Sevilla, asking him why was he suddenly having breakfast when he wasn't want to have breakfast in his house. And he was like, well, now I'm in a new place, and I want to start with new routines. I embracing that, and that's what I want to do here. I want to be more aligned with who I am and what I want to do, and I thought that by documenting it on YouTube was going to be a great idea. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and everything, but I need to speak this much. I felt that with this I could really share what I really felt and thought, and I don't know, it's going to be fun and may reach new audience for my books too. The goal is to publish one video per week with updates, but even like showing my weekly routine, or like talking about books or what I read, what I wrote, my publishing journey. And we are renovating the house that I'm here, so maybe I will share that too. It's going to be an author lifestyle kind of channel in which I will share my journey through this 6 months challenge, and through everything that I am experiencing as a almost 33 years old woman. So if you're into romantasy, creativity, or just want to watch someone try to live their best life and feel inspired by it, stick around. It's going to be a really, really good ride.